Shalom, shalom. I'm your brother Kaya out of GMS Camp out here in Phoenix, Arizona. First and foremost, is I want to give his all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahach, Wadash. Of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that have taught us this truth and rule well. Also want to say shalom to the 144,000. Also want to say shalom to you speckled bird out there. Even though you may look like the heathen, but are not the heathen. Also want to say shalom to the Akwath and to the Akim. Now, what we're seeing today, President Trump, posted what? World most powerful reset. The reset. This is something that Babylon and these heathens have been wanting to do for a long time. Do not get it twisted. All of them want new world order. This is something that they've all talked about. The World Economic Forum, all these different heathen nations have talked about new world order, one way or another. See, what we're seeing here too is with Donald Trump going into the world most powerful reset. And then you start to notice that he's going and talking to Iran. He's talking to all the other people about this. See, this the problem in the whole situation is this is what all these heathens want. Do y'all remember Psalms, the 83rd chapter? That they were confederate against the Israelites. See, another thing is you got to think about this too. They want new world order. The problem is who's going to rule. Think about that for a moment. This is those things that they talk about. Who's going to rule? Why else would you have war in between them? Because at the end of the day, they all think they got next, and they don't. Because when you read what is 2 Ezra 6 and 9, it tells you what? That we got next. But see, these heathens are gathering together with this Edomite. Even though we see World War III, even though we see what we see today, the tension and everything, these are all prophecies. Now, I'm going to let this play. And, if this is for fair use, it's for educational purposes. I'm not making any money out of it. This is for educational purposes, YouTube. I am not making any money off of this. This is already on YouTube, social media, and all of that. So we're just going to let this play, and hopefully y'all can hear it. Now, I'm quite sure that a lot of this is probably just repeating itself, showing him what he's saying. The world's most powerful reset. So what does that let you know that what's really about to come? We're about to come into Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17 very soon. This is what's going to happen. Now, most likely before that happens, what happens? Order out of chaos. Then, they want to bring in the chip, which is the RFID microchip, which also goes right back into what we always tell you. We're in a time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7. But see, this is another thing that we're seeing. This is Psalm 64 and 5. And then I'm going to get a few scriptures and I'm going to close out. This is not going to be very long. So let's go to Psalms. I have it. Psalm 64 and verse 5. Matter of fact, bear with me. Hold on, let me see. Matter of fact, we'll start at verse 2. Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. And this is what the elect asked Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, to hide us from the secret counsel of the wicked. Now, going into a council and what they're doing, what are they doing? They go into their dark rooms, they go into their dungeons, and they have their talks behind closed doors in the room where nobody else can hear. You know, it's probably one of the rooms they walk in, they get wind down to make sure they ain't got no cell phone, they ain't got nothing recording the conversation that's going on and everything else. But the angels are standing in there watching. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, I see them and hearing them. But let's go back over this. Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, and these heathen. But the wicked is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the Idumeans. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Matter of fact, if you look over to the right, NLT, it says, hide me from the plots of this evil mob. A mob is a group of people. From this gang of wrongdoers. See? Let's go further. Verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows. Even bitter words. It's know how they talk. Who they gonna kill, who they gonna destroy, who they gonna lock up, you know, back there laughing, who they gonna torture and whatnot, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And the perfect are who? The elect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Other words, they don't care about touching the elect men. They gonna wish they never did. When Yahweh Shem Yahshua bring up that standard, when Isaiah kick in, but they don't care. You know, it's still Psalms 83. I believe that's 83. What is that? We can go to some 2. As a matter of fact, you know what? I wasn't gonna go there, but we can go there real quick. Ain't no rush to get ready to go to the not to the plantation today. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua on that. Go meet up with the Akim today, Saturday. Psalms, what did I say? What is that? Psalms, is it 83? I'm gonna get this one out my head. Let's go here. Let's try this. Yep. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Psalms 83. Right? Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, they've always been after us. They know what's going on. They know what time it is. Them higher elites around the world, they know exactly what time it is. Don't think they don't understand what the Bible is saying. They know what prophecy is. They gearing up. They trying to find out ways to stop it. But did y'all forget about Project Looking Glass? The CERN? All this other stuff. They going into their witches, into their warlocks at the sacrificing children and all that, to Molech and all that. What do you think they doing? They looking for a way for a second Ezra 6 and 9 not to happen. They're looking for a way for us not to be able to stand up. But of course, all these things have to come. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the ringleader. The Edomites, the Idumeans, they call themselves Caucasians. They call themselves white people. So when you watch Donald Trump go around the world, even though other people don't like him and he's going to be caught up in a snare, going to Obadiah 1 and 7, at the end of the day, guess what? What do you think he's talking about? How are we going to rule the world, Pinky? Pinky in the brain. You know, spread the lies. Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know, we're going to let everybody get a piece. And at the back of his mind, he's like, nah, I'm going to rule it all. I'm going to be God. And they'll kneel to me. And then the heathens are looking at him like, yeah, that's what he think we got next. China, Russia. All of them thinking they got next to rule. And Yahushua come right with that monkey wrench. But anyway, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. These are all your heathens. These are your heathens. Now, when you watch them go around the world, who do you think they're going to? They're going into the heathens. They're talking to the heathens, the other nations. Remember, New World Order. This is what they're looking for. But remember, there has to be chaos, right? What they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. They're going to have to bring what? Chaos, order out of chaos. And that order they believe they're going to bring is what? Revelation 13:16, which is the RFID microchip. They about to bring this place down. Babylon, aka, and other places, but aka America is coming down. That's why everybody's completing, hooting, and hollering out here. Egyptian against Egyptian. You seeing what's going on today? This is their plans. Now we can go back to Psalms, which we're in Psalms, Salakia, which we are in Psalms. Bear with me, Israel. Psalm 64. Bear with me. This is Psalm 64 and 5. They commune. Oh, I'm sorry. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Matter of fact, let's look up a word. Bear with me. Let's see. We like looking at words. They commune. What are they doing?
Strong's H5608. Safer.
Ooh, look at all that. To count, renumbered. To recount, rehearse, Salakia, declare. Recount something, rehearse. To talk. To talk. Remember? They come into town, they fly into town, private jet, whatever, they land. Hey, yo, look, I know we, we going back to back right now. We doing this, we doing that. Let's go in that room and let's powwow. Let's talk. Let's talk behind closed doors. Secret councils. Let's talk privately about what we're going to do. I'm trying to make this easy for you to see. Plain upon tables. I'm not using hard words or big words for anyone. You should be able to see what's going on. If Yahweh Shah got your eyes open, you'll be able to see. If you don't, well, it is what it is. Tough break. Anyway, right? To talk. That's what you're seeing. Yeah, we're seeing the wars and rumors of wars. We're seeing all of this. All the stuff that's happening. Pretty soon we're going into, what is that called? Going into 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Jeremiah 37. Oh, here. Let's see. I think I looked it up earlier. How you spell D-Y-S? Dystopia or dystopian?
Dystopia.
Normally it tells you, okay. Imagine often futuristic social characterized by what? Dehumanization, totalitarian, surveillance, and I'm reading today. Environmental destruction. That's what's about to come. Dystopia. Is it sinking in yet? Now you got to think about this with the dystopia. What happens? You're going to have your martial law. You're going to have your concentration camps. You're going to have all civil unrest. You're going to have people out here just killing and slaughtering each other and going on. The lack of bread, the lack of food, lack of water. Think about what's coming. Which goes right back into what? Bear with me. As I told you earlier. Oh, Salaki, y'all. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. What's coming? 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Almost burped Salaki. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. This is what we're coming into. If you're paying attention, everybody's going to be losing their jobs pretty soon. Gas is going through the roof. Think about what's coming. The breaking and entering. Remember, order out of chaos. Never let a good what? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Nobody's going to give a damn about what a president says, what a policeman says, what a fireman says, what a nurse says, whatever. Nobody's going to care. Civil unrest, race wars, riots, breaking and entering. Women going to be all messed up. Men out here going to be doing things to other men. It's going to be extremely bad. For anybody saying there ain't going to be no Jacob's trouble, you are sadly motherfucking mistaken. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Another reason why you have the stormtroopers at the, they're going to be all at the airports pretty soon. I believe they're already here in Phoenix. They're going to be at all these airports, so you can't come in and you can't get out. I guess people had forgotten. This makes perfect sense. Now you have the stormtroopers at taking over the TSA. Did y'all remember a couple of years back? I don't know how long it was when the TSA got all those guns and all those bullets. I wonder if y'all remember that. It was a few years back. And I just thought about it the other day. I was like, wait a minute, this makes perfect sense. Because at the end of the day, why does TSA members need AR-15s and all of that? It makes sense now. With thousands and thousands of bullets. It makes perfect sense when you put two to two together. Because look who came in. Darth Vader stormtroopers came in, and guess what? They hold what? ARs. Maybe some Dracos, maybe some AK-47s, some sidearms, handcuffs, all kind of stuff. The stormtroopers. Y'all don't remember that? You might have to look it up. It was a few years back when the TSA, the airport was talking about they were going to be having all them guns and bullets. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men are going to be afraid. Oh, don't forget, it's going to be a lot of men here anyway, because that draft going to come. And when them men go over to that war, their ass ain't returning. So we always ask you independent women out there, we're going to see how independent you really are. How strong y'all really are. Let me tell you right now, if you ain't got a man of the Lord, y'all are just in trouble. And the word trouble don't even touch it. What's going to happen to y'all women out there? You know, you bull dykes, all that. All y'all think y'all don't need a man. All y'all think y'all could do it. And y'all got it, especially you Judites, you so-called African-American women. More than any other woman, especially y'all. Now, when I say that, does that mean I hate so-called black women? No, I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen to you. We see you on social media. We hear what you say. We see everything about y'all. And you have your little followers. Sometimes the Hispanic women and everybody else follow behind the Judite. Somewhat. What's going to happen to y'all? Your little 380 and your little karate class ain't going to save you. But anyway, right? Like I said earlier, if y'all don't have a man of the Lord, y'all just in trouble. Now, you can take that however you want to, because I know some people get upset. Women get well, we got to have you. No, you ain't got to have me. No. That's cool. But I wonder what y'all going to do in that day when y'all screaming and crying. And the men of the Lord got spiritual power. Or walk around being protected by angels. While we watching the downfall of America. Or we may be in concentration camps. We're going to get our heads chopped off. But guess what? We ain't sweating that. That don't mean we was wicked. A lot of brothers going to be, miracles going to happen. Y'all about to see, man. Y'all don't believe it. Y'all can sit there and make fun, we talk about some X-Men stuff and superheroes and all this other stuff. Say what you will. But I promise you one thing, your ass is going to eat the words that you said. And I'm quite sure Yahweh Shema Shai going to let your mind remember the bullshit you said when all hell breaks loose. And you see those men, and I hope I'm counted worthy to be one. Because I'm going to definitely be saying the capital N-O to a lot of people. Hell no. Nope. And I'm going to remind you. Oh, remember that bullshit you was saying? Shoot, and fly off. Leave your ass right there in the shit. Woo, woo. Boy, Yahushua gonna put a cold spirit on his men. He gonna have to in this day. But anyway, right? Going off to something else. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses. With the sword, the modern day gun, the blinky, the bolo stick, the kitchen knives, the butter knife. Who you growling about? Salaka, y'all. Because she didn't like that. With the sword and the spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is what we're coming into. Oh, them pigeons out there, go get them, Kirby. You don't like them pigeons out there, go get them. Anyway, the lack of bread and for great tribulation. What do you think is coming? So when you seeing them talking to each other and all that, yeah, it's going to be the war and the things that's going to happen. Prophecy, absolutely. But see, they also talk about, who got next, who going to rule. America standing there with his suit on. Yeah, shoot, it's going to be us. It's always going to be us. Nah, none of them are. But telling you what's about to happen, the things that are about to come. Second Esdras. The storehouses being empty too. This is what's coming. And that chip is coming too. Second Esdras chapter 6, we're going to get that. I ain't forgot about that. Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22. Remember, dystopian, if I'm saying it right. What the world's about to turn into? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Them. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. The stores. The grocery stores, if you're paying attention, we're in hyperinflation. I'm quite sure most of us, everybody, go to the grocery store around the world. Here in Babylon, all over the place. You notice your grocery bills? You notice you're walking out with less and less food? Pretty soon, it's not going to be a lot of produce. Haven't you noticed that lately? Produce is still there, but it's GMO. You got certain Walmarts doing, or Walmarts or Trader Joe's, Costco, Sam's Clubs. Wherever you may live, they start to do that. What is that? That recall. Everything has salmonella poison. So they're stripping all the food away. Even they could be telling you that and there ain't nothing on it. You better think about this. Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time, what's going to happen at that time? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. What do you think is going to be happening when all this happens? What is the word I'm looking for? Chaos. Chaos. In a dystopian world, chaos. Are you catching on yet? So, of course, that we keep telling you, which is here, Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob. It's Jacob's trouble. So if any moron, idiot, jackass tell you there ain't gonna be no Jacob trouble, you are sadly effing mistaken. Oh, it's definitely gonna be a Jacob's trouble. So all those that are saying there ain't gonna be a Jacob trouble or have said it, and they got their congregation believing some bullshit. Oh, you Christians too. Because y'all think y'all ass gonna get whisked up out of here. You think it's gonna be a rapture? No. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in that shit too. Ain't gonna be no rapture. Rapture not even in the Bible. What the hell y'all talking about? Y'all ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You're not going, no. You're not going nowhere. Throw a monkey wrench in that bull. You got a lot of people thinking, oh, when all hell breaks loose, Jesus gonna come and he gonna whisk us up out of here. Well, y'all gonna be waiting because Jesus don't exist. Yahweh Shai does. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai does. Who y'all ignorantly call Jesus. He exists. He lives. Yes, he's watching. He's causing all these things. But let's go back to Jacob's trouble for a minute, right? Jacob, Israelites, 2/3. We gonna go through shit too, and I'm one of the hopeful elect. Going right back to Zechariah 13:9. Gold gotta be tried through the fire. Means what? We gonna go through some stuff. We gonna lose all that shit that we in. We gonna lose, the car, the house, the whatever. But we gonna be all right. Even us that get stuck in concentration camps and have to face death. Some of us that may think we're gonna face death and a miracle happen. We know what the scriptures say. Revelations, 2:10? That don't make us evil. Yahweh Shai is just, I'm just making sure, y'all my man. We ain't suffered unto blood. We ain't no greater than our master. So, you don't hear us talking about, we're going to be whisked up out of it. Nah. Now, during that missile in Revelation, of course, through Yahweh Shai, he's going to pull up the elect. He's not going to allow the elect to be missile food. He's going to be standing on the sea of glass, baby, looking down. Watching Babylon, a.k.a. America, be completely bombed out, depleted, destroyed, wiped out. It is what it is. But Jacob's trouble. 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. All these things that we're about to see. All these things that are coming. Now, let's go to Revelation. So when I showed you that video and you see him going, making deals, clapping hands and shaking hands. Yeah. Right? When you read Obadiah 1:7, you know what's about to happen. Yeah, they can smile and say they got a treaty. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? What is that word they gonna say? Peace and safety. Yeah, peace and safety is what they gonna say. And sudden destruction. Yeah, these are things that are coming. See, like I said, I'm making this easy for you to understand, I hope. Hope I'm not losing anybody. I'm not making this hard at all. Painting a picture. Picasso over here. Drawing it out through Yahweh Shai, showing you what's going to happen, making it plain on tables, making it easy for you to get. So when we tell you, you better repent. How much time do you got? Israel? How much time you got? Now, we already know a lot of you ain't going to repent, which you are 2/3. The elect are going to repent. To the best of their ability, going to repent. They're going to return back to Yahweh Shai. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that mercy door is going to be closing. It's probably barely open right now for all the things that are happening. What scripture was I thinking? Oh, okay. Revelation chapter 13, right? And see, order out of chaos, they come in. Maybe before they when the dollar crumbles, because that dollar's going to crumble. That's another thing you got to think about. That dollar going right to the trash, right to the fire. Because we're coming into that digital currency. And y'all remember when Trump said that he would never do a digital currency? He wasn't about that. The crypto and all that. Now he all for it. Which goes back into Revelation 13, verse 16, 17, RFID microchip. Because see, when you start to understand digital currency, what is it going to be on? It's going to be on an RFID microchip. I don't care what Bishop Nathaniel says of the IUIC, which, we know he's going to be twisting his words pretty soon. Well, I did. If you were listening, moron, I said, blah. Are you telling your congregation what it really is? Playing upon tables? Are you Israelites telling you other groups? Are you telling your people? Because GMS, Great Millstone, we telling everybody. We telling our own and everybody of the house of Israel what it actually is. Elders been saying that way before I even came into this truth. Talking about it over and over and over and over and over and over. I've been 2007 and before then, I'm quite sure. Our elders was talking about saying what it was. Why everybody made fun and said it's a conspiracy theory. Where y'all at now? Why y'all ain't laughing now? Them frowns turned, them smiles turned upside down, didn't they? Like, dang. Now you got Dabu 7 and all these other ones trying to act like they came up with it. They didn't come up with shit. Alex Jones, another one, didn't come up with shit. The apostles been talking about this way before Alex Jones, way before Tucker Carlson or whoever the fuck. Warning the house of Israel. What was coming and what it is and what's going to happen. Revelation 13, right? Verse 16. Bear with me. 14 says what? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. They're going to sell it as a miracle. Remember, we've talked about this. They're going to put it in the healthcare and all this with Elon Musk and the brain chip and people that are blind, people that are paraplegic, the superstars and all that. You had your Kim Stankin Kardashian talking about what? Oh, I can't pass the bars test. I'm going to do this. Get a brain chip so I can cheat. Anyway, right? Going right back in 14, Revelation 13, 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Right? Now, let's jump down. Revelation 13, verse 16. Oh, what's about to happen? Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, your babies, poor, not poor, people in jail, people not in jail. This is going to be what? The world's most powerful reset. When you reset something completely, and this is something they've been wanting to do. That dollar, you're not going to have nothing that folds and nothing that jingles. It's easy to control the person through cryptocurrency. It's easy because with your cryptocurrency, guess what? It has to go on something. And they're going to present it to the world. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. And when you talk about your small, your new babies and whatnot, what do you think they're going to say about your children? Oh, this would be good for your children. It won't hurt them. But see, you'll be able to track your children. So if anybody try to take your child in this jacked up world, we can be able to find him or her. Think about that. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Elon Musk and the right hand. The RFID microchip goes where? In the right hand. So you're able to scan over your hand for your products, for your meals, for your cereal and for your meats and whatever. Right? Y'all already seen the shit in, if you're paying attention, you've already seen the shit in Walmart, Trader Joe's, whatever store you got. You'll walk up to that little area and it'll have one where you can put your palm on it, and it'll have the one that you just use your debit card. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to use the debit card. You're going to have to put your palm over it. Now y'all paying attention what's about to come? Oh, let's get verse 17 before I close out. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Goes right back to what? The RFID microchip. It is what it is. Because see, this devil wants to go here. I didn't mean to make this very long, but hopefully y'all are, staying with me. Those that are listening. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, or that is, all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Now do you catch it? Is it registering? Is it making sense? Playing up on tables of what's going on, what these devils are after. See, it goes back to that birthright. This devil thinks he's going to be able to hold on to his world by an RFID microchip, and Yahushua is going to come, take his sword away from him, break that shit in pieces, destroy his raggedy ass kingdom, and his punk ass is going into chains. It is what it is. Well, I'm going to say this. Hope you was edified. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahak Kodash, and Shalom to the next time.